Rebel, we've been following the story of Rachel Notley's cancelled water bomber tender scandal very closely. Just watch agriculture and forestry critic and Wildrose MLA for Drumheller Hannah grill Agriculture and Forestry Minister O'Neill Carlier about it. And pay attention to the minister's ridiculous non-answers.
Given that on February 2nd, this government issued a tender for multiple aircraft, water skimming air tanker group, and on April 29th, this government cancelled that same tender, will the minister please provide an explanation and the supporting documents to Albertans why this tender, opened February 2nd of this year, was cancelled less than 3 months later?
Minister of Agriculture and Forestry.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I member again for the important question. Really important to note that we have a full complement of firefighters, air tankers, equipment on the wildland firefight. It's happening in Fort McMurray as well as other across the province. Our first and foremost, our number one most important concern, of course, is the safety of Albertans and also, of course, the safety of their communities. And I can rest assured that we'll continue to do so, whatever this season might have for us.
Water bomber open tenders were cancelled April 29th of this year. Now, that might have been a reasonable thing to do if Alberta had an unusually wet spring, heavy snowpack, and colder than normal weather. But we didn't. As my Rebel colleague Holly Nicholas pointed out in her great video from this weekend, this is an El Nino year and it's been unusually warm and dry. El Nino isn't new. The ocean current phenomenon that affects weather patterns worldwide is cyclical, and it was back this year. The big thinkers in the Alberta government knew it was back this year. They just didn't think to prepare for it. And now here is where this all gets ugly. We now know that water bomber contract tenders were cancelled. But besides El Nino, should the Minister of Agriculture and Forestry have known better than to cancel these contract tenders? Well, yes, and I can use the minister's own words to prove it. Last year, a wildfire scorched Jasper National Park. It burned nearly 5,000 square kilometers. That fire prompted the province to start the wildfire season a full month earlier than normal, on March 1st of this year. Carlier, back in February, told the Globe and Mail this: "While it is difficult to predict what weather conditions will be like in the weeks and months ahead, we know right now that there has been below average snow and rainfall across much of Alberta over the past few months." And Carlier said starting the fire season early, and I quote, "really gives us a leg up on what we anticipate might be, again, a very busy fire season," end quote. So there we have this minister in charge of wildfire management fully aware of the high risk for wildfire this year. Yet his ministry canceled the water bomber tenders at the end of April. Now, what were the wildfires in Alberta like during April? Oh, I don't know. Maybe 3 times the seasonal average. In fact, in the middle of April, a wildfire forced the closure of Highway 63, the main highway in and out of Fort Mac, about 200 kilometers south of town. At the same time, wildfires across the province triggered evacuations on Paul First Nation, Masquesis, and in Duffield. Mayor Rod Shagus even declared a state of emergency in Parkland County west of Edmonton. Lesser Slave Lake Regional Fire Chief Jamie Coots said at the time, and I quote, "I've been fighting fires here in Slave Lake for 25 years and I've never seen them this dry at this time of the year. We're getting middle of May conditions in the middle of April. That's a little nerve-wracking," end quote. Approximately 10 days later, without any real change in the weather, the tenders for water bomber contracts were cancelled. If the Notley government was trying to prove to us just how fiscally responsible she's trying to be, this wasn't the way to do it. For the Rebel.media, I'm Sheila Gunn Reid.
Thanks for watching. Click here to never miss a Rebel update. Want even more of the Rebel? Well, click here to become a premium member.